These words are not pointing to what's right or wrong, only what happens and what remains. One takes something, a pill, a drink, a powder, and the body changes. Sometimes it's prescribed, same effect, same temporary relief. The nervous system adjusts, the chemical release, the dopamine spikes, the serotonin floods, the effect is felt. Attention shifts from everything else to the effect. No longer scattered, not on bills, looks, stories, failure, or becoming. A feeling takes over, attention, once divided, softens into that effect, just the feeling. It feels like relaxation, it feels like escape, but it is not freedom. It's absence. Absence of the usual noise. A painkiller does not remove pain, it blocks the signal. Same here. The problem isn't solved, you are just not tuning into it. That's why it feels effortless. You are not doing anything, no meditation, no self-improvement, just one pill, one drink, paid for with effort, time or money, and it does the work. When attention is blurred, the voice that says, "Don't do this," fades. And with it, the decision-making ability itself. That's when the fight breaks out, that's when accident happens, crimes, arguments, even violence. Not always planned, but triggered when control fades. It can also happen with desire. There is a boundary, the rules of relationship, the fear of hurting someone. Sometimes there is admiration, even a pull towards intimacy with other. But the decision-making ability prevents a step from being taken. Under the influence, that boundary can disappear. And in that moment, a step is taken that wouldn't be otherwise. At the time, it does not always feel wrong, but later, when the effect wears off and the facts are clear, guilt crashes in. The chemistry is temporary. The body metabolizes, the effect fades, the body must restore balance, process what it took in. That processing takes a toll, working to return to what is called normal. Now side effects emerge. Headache, dry mouth, confusion, a day lost to a hangover. Or for some, depression the next day, irritation, nausea, liver strain, dehydration, long-term organ damage, neurological impact, psychological dependency. Sometimes recovery takes hours, sometimes days, sometimes medical treatment. While the body heals, attention no longer fixed on the effect. The issue that leads to take it return, and now more weight, fatigue, side effects, cost of recovery. So the weight doubles, what was already there and what was added. Back to the pressure, back to the person you are supposed to be, back to what's left undone. While attention was attending to the effect, for some it was calm, everything softens. The burden disappeared. For others, attention faded completely. Not peace, just absence, like nothing mattered anymore, like losing consciousness. And for others, release. The lid lifted, what was boiling inside spilled out. Either way, what they return to is not what they truly want. Because if it was, there would be no need to take anything at all. So the cycle begins, not chasing a high, but posing the weight of all the doing. Society may call it addiction, label the user, name the drug dangerous. But even those who don't take substances are not exempt. The mind gets addicted in other ways, not always through substance, but through other activities. Through holiday, through retreat, through therapy, through health regimes, through spiritual practices, chasing dreams. None of it is wrong, but all of it, temporary relief, no different from feeling high or crashing low. Even watching a 3-hour movie, a series, scrolling through media offers a break. In those moments, attention drifts from the constant noise, unfinished tasks, relationships, expectations, goals, burdens waiting to return. It feels like rest, but only because attention is elsewhere, in understanding a story or perhaps reading a book. Eventually, the activity ends, no different from a high wearing off. Crashing down was always waiting, but it's the same movement, diverting attention from the weight within. All of it, no matter how praised, no matter how disciplined, no matter how spiritual, no matter how addictive, is coming to an end. Until it is seen. All of it. The striving, the drug, the image comes from the same place, a tired attention trying to rest. But there is a different pill. Not bought, not swallowed, not produced by a lab. It does not come from a bottle. You don't buy it at a store. No hours need to be worked to afford it. No distance traveled to find it. Not legal, not illegal. It depends on nothing. Not on time, not on relationship, not on anyone. It is here, before the need arises. When attention turns back to itself, not to things, not to objects, not to beliefs, not to others, not to the self-story, but simply stops moving at all. No fixing, no escaping, no becoming. Then peace, not a feeling, not a state, but the end of movement. No comparison, no side effect, no price. Not a momentary break, the end of the cycle. When attention attends to itself, illusion is discovered. Not imagined, not believed, seen. The need disappears when what's real is seen. Until then, illusion feels true. Just like for a long time, it looked like the earth was flat. People lived by that image until it was clearly seen it was never flat. Not a belief, a direct seeing. From then on, flatness was not a question. New generations may run on flat ground, but with the help of knowledge, they understand it is round. In the same way, knowledge reveals what never belonged to anyone. All struggles fall away. Only illusion made it feel real. All that is burdened is part of the same illusion. What remains never needed anything, because it did not arrive carrying anything, and it will not depart taking anything away. Arrival and departure never separate because they were never apart from what was already here. Both seen clearly as part of the same illusion. Before the thought of I, what is here? There is awareness but no honor. Then comes the thought, I am this, I have that, I need relief. But who is claiming this I? Where is the foundation from which the claim arises? Look closely. The one who claims it is made only of claiming. Not a belief, just a pattern repeating itself, just an illusion. When the illusion is seen, no one remains to seek relief. Everything and everyone known was part of the same illusion. Because the one who suffers was never more than a thought, believed by no one. Pills, drinks, powders, they still appear, but the one who needed them was never true. Truth already includes everything, even the substances. There was never anything to escape from, and no one can escape it.